Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls coming to you from the West Coast. Today I wanted to share with you an easel card that I made from the Enchanted Oceans collection. It looks like that. You can kind of see that. It's a full easel card. And I mostly wanted to share this with you also because you'll be able to see the process that I went through. I started out making this card and it didn't turn out the way that I envisioned it. And I really wasn't happy with the outcome. And so I wanted to show you the process that I went through to kind of not scrap the whole thing and start over, but to think about how could I fix what I didn't like about the card to make it a card that I actually did like. So anyway, I hope you enjoy watching the process that I went through in making this, but also in, because there's a couple techniques about stamping on and heat embossing on acetate and layering that acetate up to create a scene, which I think is great. But also there's a process involved of just kind of going through how you can fix things that you aren't thrilled with, and what you can do to recover, as opposed to just chucking the whole thing in the bin and starting over. So anyway, hope you enjoy this. Let's get started. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start with a 5x7 top fold card blank. So top fold. And then I've got 2 pieces of white cardstock that are cut to be essentially 5x7. They're just shy of 5x7. And we're going to use the Hidden Within the Sea die set. So we're going to start by creating our aperture in our card and the same aperture in these 2 pieces of white cardstock. So I don't know if it'll go through all of these at one time, but we're going to give it a try, because I want the aperture in exactly the same spot on all 3. Let's see if it went through. Darn. Well, I'll have to use the back side of that cardstock. Oh, look at that. It did. I didn't think it was going to go through, but it made it. So there's my card blank with my aperture. I'm going to use these to sandwich my acetate. So I don't care that that's, because I can just put it this way. It won't show, so it'll be fine. And that's going to go on there and create my easel. Okay. So while I'm thinking about it, I'll go ahead and score this to create my easel. So I'm going to do the front easel, and it's a 7-inch card, so halfway is 3.5. Okay. So that's basically my card blank right there. Not exactly in the middle, but close enough. Okay. Then I'm going to cut 2 colors, sort of a dark, rusty orange and a medium and a dark color. And I'm going to cut my center die through those. And I want these are going to fit on here like this. And then I want this cut in the middle right where that opening is. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to put it this way, get it where I would put it. Okay. Just like that. Yep, that's about right. Now flip it over, it's in the right spot. And put this right in the middle of that. And let's tape it down. Now we'll cut this piece out. Got it. Okay. So that's the back piece. Then I'm going to create a second piece that's going to go on top. Okay. And we're going to do essentially the same thing. So I'm going to layer these up one on top of the other. So on the back one, I'm going to put basically some water. I want it to look a little bit basically like water. So on this back piece, I'm going to stencil, and you can't see that, so let me get a piece of white paper so maybe you can see it a little bit better. So I'm going to put my acetate on there. I'm going to put my stencil on there, and I'm going to use some blue opaque pigment ink, and I've got Midnight. Now, if you had oops, I'm gonna hold that down. If you have the acetate that comes with the collection, you could use those. I don't, so I'm going to make my own. And I really just want to concentrate on the middle because the outside edges are not going to show anyway. But we're just going to put some ink through. Through your stencil because I want it to look like water. And I'm just using a tissue to try and keep my hands at least a little bit clean. That's my water. So set that stencil aside to wash. Now this is obviously not going to dry on there, so I'm going to heat set it with some clear embossing powder. That's why I use the heat resistant acetate instead of construction acetate. Okay, I think now it even looks even more like water. And that's going to sandwich between my two pieces of white for my background. So it's going to go like that, and that's going to make the background of my easel card. So just like that. Okay. Now I've got my medium piece, and I'm going to stamp this, and I'm going to get my stamping platform out. Oh, I keep losing my acetate. It's like so easy to lose because you can't see it. Okay, so now I'm going to focus on kind of right in that middle because it's the only things that are going to show are that area right in here. So I'm going to put some stamps in there, and then I'm going to heat emboss those as well. And I'm going to use the Enchanted Ocean Dreams stamp set. And I want to use the turtle and maybe some fish. Okay. So on this layer, I'm just going to put my I think I'm just going to put, oh, I'm going to put fish on this layer. And let me kind of arrange them. And then I'm going to test if they're going to be where they're going to be. So right about like that. And I'm going to stamp them with black opaque pigment ink. And then I'm going to heat set those as well. Okay, that looks good. Let's heat set those with some, again, clear embossing powder. See if I can do it without making a mess this time. There's my fish. And now I'm going to put my turtle on. I'm going to put my turtle on this front piece. And again, I'm going to kind of line it up. So my turtle to be kind of right there, I think. And I'm going to stamp my turtle in smoked emerald. And then I will again heat set it. I'm going to color on the back of that acetate to kind of give my fish and my turtle a little more color. And I'm going to use the dark orange on the back of this one. Okay. And then I'm going to use a dark coral on this one. They look pretty good. And then my turtle, I'm going to use a jade green shades, which is the darker version of jade green. Okay, and there's my turtle. And now that I have all the pieces together, I can build my card. Okay, now we've got all of our pieces together and we can put our card together. So I've got my 2 pieces of acetate with my fish and my turtle. Got my 2 layers from the Create a Card. They're going to go on like that. I've got my water layer of acetate that I'm going to layer between these 2 pieces of white cardstock. So let's start building this up. So we're going to start with, our water layer. And I'm just going to put my tape pen all the way around the aperture opening. And put my acetate on there. Doesn't really matter which way it goes. On there. Oh, let's go. Try to keep it from wrinkling. Okay. Another layer of tape. Doesn't want to stick to the acetate. Okay. We're going to sandwich that layer of the acetate with the water in the middle, so get it lined up. But I want to get it lined up perfectly because this is going to be the back of my easel card. Okay. And I put it on upside down. Well, I don't know if you can see that I put it on upside down. I don't think it's going to matter though, because when I layer the other ones on top, you're not going to see it. Yeah, you're not going to see it. So then I'm going to put my fish layer of acetate on the darker color of from the Create a Card. And is that gonna fit? Yep, just fits. So we put tape on there. Okay. So there's my fish. Then I've got my turtle, which is going to go on the lighter colored, the front layer of the Create a Card. Position your turtle where you want it. And my turtle's on there. And then I'm going to layer each of these with foam tape. Looks pretty good. And there's my easel card layered up. I don't love that you can see the fish through the turtle. Should have thought about that. I may put a little bit darker. It's a little better. Okay, and then we're going to make our easel card. So we have our 5x7 top fold that we cut our aperture in, folded it in half. I'm going to mat and layer some cardstock, and I've got some of the burnt orange and piece of the ocean cardstock on there. Go ahead and you can see I gutted this cardstock just because I don't like to waste it when I mat and layer. I'm going to mount my there's my easel card. Now all you need is a stopper. I've got a little shell that I'm going to use as a stopper. Just going to put that right over here. A little bit of foam tape. And our easel card is done. I like that. The front needs a little bit more. So I was planning on leaving it just like that, but it feels like to me like it's missing something. So let's see. I've got some things already cut. Let's see if I can. I have a shell cut that I could use, or mermaid's too big. Look and see what I've got. Yeah, I feel like it really needs that white background. I wasn't planning on putting the white background in, but I think it really needs it. So this shows you how you can fix something that you make and then you think, don't love that. Okay, so I do love this, but see how much better it looks with the white behind it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix it with some white cardstock. So what I need to fix it is 2 pieces of 5x7. I'm going to remake my easel and just make it solid. So we're going to score this 3.5. So basically what I did is I just cut the front of my easel card right off, and I'm going to create a new one. So this is my new front. I'm going to glue it right on to here, right at the top. You'll never know. But that other one, and I may put it this way so it doesn't show. Yep. So we're going to put some tape pen and some glue. Right on there. We're just going to line that up, get it completely in line on my card so it's straight. Push that down. And now we've created a new easel card. I'm going to put this, I'm going to mount this onto there. So I'm going to put this right on the top of that one. Should line up perfect because they're both 5x7. Yeah, that looks so much better. Now you can see the turtle, you can see the fish, you can see the water. And then we're going to put this right on our easel and make basically a new easel card. Now I have my easel card this way, and I like that a lot better. Although the front is still a little plain for me. So I'm going to do a little sentiment and probably a shell. I may even use some of this and this is just some coral pieces that I had cut out. And I think it's always a good idea to have, like when you get those, it's like foliage dies. When you get a new collection with like foliage or in this case, the seaweed and the coral, just cut a bunch of it in different colors because you're going to use it for sure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down here with my shell. And I think I'll put my sentiment up at the top. I'm not sure I'm going to use that one. Okay, let me get that there. a shell on them. Okay, and there's my easel card. So you can see how sometimes you start out making something and it doesn't quite turn out the way you love it, but I wanted to show you the process of how you kind of can fix it, or come back from whatever you were planning on doing, and make and do something that you're happier with. So I wasn't happy with I was planning on doing the full aperture see-through, and then because there was nothing in the background, you couldn't really see what I had stamped onto the acetate, and so didn't love that. So went back to making it a solid easel card. Even though I'd already cut my aperture, you can fix it. And so now I have an easel card that I'm happy with. So anyway, hope you like that, and like kind of watching the process and seeing how you can recover from something and make something out of something that maybe you weren't happy with to begin with. Anyway, thanks for watching.